210 Boxing TV. Here are with Robert Garcia. Here in San Antonio, we're promoting the November 18th card. You got Sylvester Quiñones, Biggie, Hector Tanada Jr. in the main event. Talk a little bit about it, Robert.
Well, you know what? It's going to be a card full of talented fighters from San Antonio and local areas. You know, we have Daniel Cortez also, you know, on the card, and then we have like kid from Austin, Robert Garcia also on the card. So you know, it's going to be a stacked card with local fighters, and there's so many more talented fighters that I would have loved to have on the card, but I just can't put them all in one card. You know, we only have a certain limit of fighters.
Seven fights or how many?
I think 7 right now. But you know what? That's why I want. You know, I think we're gonna get a really good result from the fans. We're gonna have nothing but love. And if we do good, then we're gonna keep coming. I want to come back in February and next year do 4 to 6 shows here in San Antonio. So I think we have the fighters to do it. You know, the ones that we have on this, the 7 fights that we have on this card. But then we also have another 10, 12 fighters that would love to be on that card. So we could rotate different names, so they could all get the opportunity to fight at least 3 times a year. You know, I think that's what San Antonio needs, and that's what I want to do.
You got a lot of good guys in your stable. Like one of the guys that's very underrated, I think is really good, Lindolfo Delgado. He beat Pollo Aguilar, and Pollo Aguilar had a lot of hype behind him.
Correct.
And how was that fight, and why did you take such a hard fight? Were you that confident in Lindolfo?
You know what, Lindolfo is you know, he has a lot of amateur experience because he's an Olympian, a Mexican Olympian, and it was just a matter of time. You know, you know, we signed him with Top Rank. Top Rank started building him up, but there was always that question, that doubt. So when they asked me, you think Lindolfo's ready for Pollo Aguilar? I know Pollo Aguilar because I was actually trying to sign him when he was still an amateur. So I've known him, I followed his career. I knew it was going to be a very tough fight, but I know Lindolfo's skills and power was going to be too much for Pollo Aguilar. And we took the fight without me even being here. I was in with Anthony Joshua. So my son and Chepe are the ones that worked the fight. But you know, we knew the talent that Lindolfo has. Lindolfo has great talent, great skills, and great power. So we took the risk, and so did Pollo, because Pollo also took the risk against an Olympian, an undefeated fighter, 14-0. So it was both fighters took a big risk. You know, I know the odds were against Lindolfo. Most of the odds picked Pollo to win because he had more experience, like 23 fights.
He was like 24-0, 23 knockouts, something like that.
Exactly, something like that. Lindolfo has never fought 10 rounds. Pollo has been more active, so that's why they picked him over Lindolfo. But we knew Lindolfo had great skills and great power, so that made the difference.
Now I wanted to ask you. You talk about bringing 4 to 6 shows here in San Antonio. I'm not trying to be biased because, you know, I'm from San Antonio, born and raised, but I've been out to Vegas, I've been out to California. Texas fans, we're different, man.
You know what? I'm telling you, man. If you go to a show in California, everybody wants to show up so they could see what they're wearing, the jewelry that they're wearing, the girlfriend that they have. You know, just the way boxing is. It's like Hollywood. You know, we're in Hollywood. You know, Vegas, same thing. People show up just to the main event. When you have a great night of boxing, and you have a superstar like Canelo, very few people show up.
Watch the undercard.
Watch the undercard. They just show up to the main event. That tells you that they're not really boxing fans. They're just there because it's the event to be at. It's not that way here in Texas. Anywhere in Texas. We're here in San Antonio this time. They come to support boxing. They show up since the first fight because the first fight has a good following. The second fight has a better following. The third fight has a bigger following. That's the way boxing is here in Texas. That's why we love it here in Texas. You know, we have we're based in California, but we're starting here in Texas because this is the love that we see from our fans. California, you know, we also planning on doing shows in California, but we have to find the right spot, the right place for the fights, so we could generate fans because it's harder in California than it is here in Texas.
Do you feel like San Antonio is the perfect spot that you could have
I
Raza
love San
come out?
Antonio, bro. I fought in San Antonio a couple times when I was a fighter. Mikey has fought in San Antonio a couple times, and now promoting fights here in San Antonio, it's a dream come true to us, because since I was fighting, to my brother fighting, to when I come just for Marcos Maidana fighting here in San Antonio, people show us nothing but love. And now as a promoter, I think the fans are gonna show us that love, and we're gonna headline local fighters. You know, that's what I want. I don't want to just have 2 champions from San Antonio. I want to have 5, 6, 10 one day, because there's so much talent here in San Antonio. We just need somebody to bring them up.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask you, I want to flash back to last month, right? Bam Rodriguez, he had the 12-round unanimous decision over Gonzalez. Do you feel like he's a victim of his own success? You got a lot of criticism for that fight. Did you expect that? Or were you surprised at the criticism he received after that fight?
You know what? I didn't hear that much criticism because I'm in California. I think most of the criticism probably came here in his own state, his own, like his own home, because it doesn't matter who you are, wherever you're from, that's where you're probably gonna get the most hate. That's just the way life is.
Yeah.
And not only in boxing, in any other sport, career, whatever it is, the city where you're from is probably where you're gonna get the most hate. I think Bam, we took that fight not having to take it. But I talked to Bam and I told him, this is the biggest event of the year. You're fighting on the co-main event with Canelo Alvarez, so we have to take this fight for exposure. I want everybody in Mexico to see your fight. I went to Mexico about a week ago. Everybody's seeing his fight. Everybody's asking me who's that, that little kid. He's got good skills. Maybe he didn't have his best performance, but the skills, everybody's seen the skills. So we needed that exposure. That's why now we're taking a break. Now they wanted him to be back December 3rd.
The Chocolatito Gallo,
They
right?
wanted him to be the co-main event, but no, we're taking time out. He's gonna be back till end of January or February. That's when he's fighting again, because he needed some time out. We couldn't bring him back. His body was tired. He only had 2.5 months from June 24th to September. So he didn't rest. His body didn't rest. His body was tired. So that made a big difference. But we needed that fight for the exposure. Now next year we're fighting early in the year, maybe again in the summer, and maybe another one at the end of the year. But he's gonna have 4 months
where he's
to
consistent.
Rest. This time around, he only had 2 months. He didn't have no time to rest because he had to go back into training camp right away. So that was the difference. That's why his body was tired, and I seen it in the fight. I seen it during the rounds. His body was tired, so I just advised him just to win on points. Don't have to try to go out and knock him out, because the guy was tough too. The kid was tough.
Do you feel like every time Bam comes out, they're gonna expect him to have like a 5th, 6th round stoppage?
Because he's that good. That's what people are gonna expect, and that's why if he goes the distance, even though he clearly won, I thought it was a good fight, but he clearly won. But people are gonna criticize because he didn't knock him out, because he's that good. That's why. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that he's that good. That's what people expect.